Good morning, everyone. We're going to get this show started. My name is Brian Wilson. I'm the director of the Division of State Parks and Public Outreach. It's a pleasure being here this morning with you all. We're so impressed and enthused with the crowd. It's great to see so many people. We're so focused on getting here this morning. Some might call that tunnel vision. Welcome to the Hop River State Park Trail and Bolton Notch State Park, part of Connecticut's fantastic system of 142 state parks and forests where residents can enjoy Connecticut's natural beauty, our historical treasures, and outdoor adventures. We're here today to proudly unveil a new light system that's been installed here at Bolton Notch Tunnel as part of the Restore Connecticut State Parks Infrastructure Improvement Initiative. To get things started, it's my pleasure to introduce DEP's Deputy Commissioner Mason Trumbull.
All right, good morning, folks. Welcome to a brisk Connecticut morning on one of our incredible state parks. Today, we are so pleased to announce the installation of a lighting system here on the Hop River Trail that improves visibility for hikers, walkers, bikers, and folks who enjoy getting out and recreating on the Hop River Trail. These are the fun ones. We are in the middle of a Restore Connecticut State Parks campaign. And 3 or 4 years ago, Governor Lamont asked us to make an investment in Connecticut State Parks. 3 or 4 years ago, we were coming off of the heels of COVID. We had opened our parks when many other states closed theirs. And we invited folks during the dark days of the pandemic to come out and enjoy recreating in Connecticut State Parks. And what we found was people came to Connecticut State Parks. We went from about 13 million visitors a year over the course of 2 years to about 19 million visitors. So just a dramatic increase over a very short period of time. And with all those increase, and with all those extra visitors outside, what we found was, man, some of our park infrastructure was feeling the wear and tear of many years of use and then a huge increase in use. And so the governor asked us to make a big investment in our Connecticut State Parks, investing $70 million over the course of 3 years into our park system. And so this project is one of literally hundreds of projects that we're accomplishing across all 132 state parks here in Connecticut. You can see here on the board, we have a lot of projects that are recently completed. Gillette Castle, Salt Rock. We have new bathrooms. Talcott Mountain, if you've ever been up to the observatory there, we're replacing those windows. We have a new boardwalk at Rocky Neck, and we have literally hundreds of projects in the hopper ready to go. So over the next year, a couple of years, we're going to see a lot of improvements in your Connecticut State Parks. Look, here's the thing about improving parks. If our park infrastructure is done right, no one notices. If it's not done right, a lot of people notice. And in the case of this tunnel, a lot of people noticed that it was pretty dark inside the tunnel. And we had a lot of outreach. So I'd like to thank a lot of the folks here today. Bike Walk Connecticut, Barbara, you're going to Barbara's sitting behind me, Sylvia. Lots of folks who said, hey, we need to have this tunnel. We need to have lights in this tunnel. And so here we are. We have lights in the tunnel. We're really excited about that. And I want to talk about something else that the governor's asked us to do, and that's to make sure that our parks are accessible to everyone. And that's another thing. The folks behind me that I just mentioned also advocated for more accessible ballards to this trail so that folks could ride with ADA accessible bikes, making sure that those wheels could fit through the gates. So we made some other investments here to make sure that this trail is ADA accessible, make sure that lots of folks can ride and access the outdoors. So that's one of our goals too, is we make the outdoors better and then also make the investments in the outdoors that make it accessible. Connecticut has some of the most accessible outdoor recreation resources in the Northeast. When you look at some of our neighboring states, New Jersey only has approximately 50 state parks. Rhode Island, one of our neighbors to the other side, only has about 15 to 20 state parks. So when you look at 142 state parks and forests in Connecticut, we really do have something here that a lot of our neighboring states do not have. So I'd like to just recognize that. Of course, this project wouldn't be possible without a lot of folks who have invested a significant amount of time and effort into actually getting the project done. So I wanted to recognize our friends here at DOT. Marissa Paffinger, thank you for your support. And then I also want to recognize our engineering team and field support services team. I know we have a lot of folks in the crowd today, but Connor, somewhere, wherever you are, if you can raise your hand. He was the engineer that helped us on this project. Dave Cooley, Deb Cochran, and many others from our engineering team. And then from our state parks team, we have Dave Buckley, Eric Gillot, Kim. Everyone knows Kim Bradley, Jeremy Hall, Brian Wilson, Mike Lambert, and many, many others who helped to make this project a success. Thank you all for your hard work. It really does take a team to do all these projects across Connecticut. So we wanted to thank you for that. And then, of course, making a $70 million investment in Connecticut State Parks doesn't just happen by the governor's edict alone. It takes a team as well. And so I'd like to thank Representative Weir, Representative Doucette, and Representative Ackert, who are here today to help celebrate this project as well. And I'm going to turn the mic over to them. They have a few comments to say as well. So let's see here. Who wants to go first? Representative Weir.
Thank you and good morning. I'll just keep my statements brief. I think being a lifelong Connecticut resident, I've had the opportunity to visit many of the state parks and enjoy the beauty. You also think back, you talked about the days of the pandemic when those were, people were dealing with depression and anxiety and a lot of uncertainty, and the ability and the opportunity to go outside and enjoy these areas. We have mental health issues with a lot of our, many members of our population, and I can't think of a better way to combat some of that anxiety and depression than physical exercise, getting outdoors. It's probably one of the best medications out there. So the fact that we have these resources available, this new investment in the lighting and making this area more easily usable, I think it's a great thing for all of us to enjoy. So thank you very much, and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Ackert?
Thank you, Deputy Commissioner Trumbull. Appreciate it. Thank you for everybody coming out here today. And I love seeing the hat that says, "No child left inside." How about us older folks, right? How about us, right? This is about everybody being out here and able to enjoy these parks. I have started from the beginning and rode all the way up to Bradley on a bicycle and with some veterans at one time. And I love taking the trail from that park all the way out to the back. It's just lovely hikes. Get out there. Thank you for your efforts in all of our parks in the state of Connecticut. Thank you. There's so many people to thank, but it's also about these grassroots folks, right? Without our grassroots folks, our local volunteers, right? That really bring the attention to us as leaders in the community, whether it's our DEEP or state parks or DOT, we don't know that. So thank you for your advocacy. Thank you for what you're doing, and let's really enjoy our parks, and thank you for all being here.
Thank you, Representative. Representative Doucette.
Thanks, Mason. And thanks for the invite. I live over the border in Manchester, but I'm only about 3 or 4 minutes from here and have spent a lot of time here over the years. Thanks to the DEEP and the DOT teams for pulling this off. Like Representative Ackert says, I really want to thank the volunteers, the bike walk volunteers, and everybody else who comes down and is so passionate about this. But I especially want to recognize one of my very favorite constituents, Mr. Bill O'Neill. Bill O'Neill is here, the father of the Greenways. Where is he? He's somewhere here. Bill has been at this for many years, among other projects. He's always bending my ear about something. When I walked in here today, he had a plan for something, the next phase of this to improve it. And he's also bent my ear about up there on that rock, Old Glory. And from Manchester, driving out to Yukon or all points east, you see that beautiful flag up there on the rock. You can see it in the winter, not as much in the summer. Over the years, we've been able to see it better. But one thing Bill has talked to me about is maybe a little trimming, right, Mason? We can pull that off, and so we can see Old Glory from the highway to highlight this beautiful area we have here. This is an important hub for us in Manchester. This is sort of the terminus of the Manchester Loop, which Bill and other volunteers have been so instrumental, and I've been fortunate to help as part of the team, many other legislators over the years who have gotten involved with these projects to help link up all of these areas here. It's so important to our communities. So thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me and let me say a few words. Who's up next?
All right, now it's really on to the kind of the stars of today here, the catalysts, if you will. Our volunteer folks, Barbara and Sylvia from Bike Walk Bolton and the Hop River Trail Alliance. I'm going to bring Barbara up here if you guys want. You guys are going to do it together. All right.
Hi, I'm Barbara Modio. I am beyond excited and happy to be here with all of you today and sharing this
celebration. So I'm Sylvia Owenpu, and I'd like to acknowledge that we have a number of Bike Walk Bolton people here, so please raise your hands. Thank you for being here. I also want to acknowledge Bruce Donald, as well as the self-described trail gadfly, Bill O'Neill, because he really encouraged us in our early days to get this going. So thank you, Bill and Bruce. We want to provide a little background because this didn't happen overnight. So we started in 2016 with a notice on our Facebook page asking trail users what they thought about the tunnel. And the vast majority of people's single most described complaint was the tunnel was too dark and unsafe. So safety in the tunnel was a big issue.
Okay, in 2016, we applied for and were awarded a Connecticut Trail Census infrared counter on the trail. It records, it's just down there on the left from me, records the trail usage. It was installed at Bolton Notch. In addition to the counter collecting data for us, we did 2 years of in-person surveys, and after that, 2 more years of QR surveys. And our trail surveys outlined a few things that needed to be done, and some of them already have been. Number one, the porta pot down at the Notch was badly needed. Number two, the accessibility that was already talked about. There's no more trying to get through a rock and a hard place. We can get right on the trail. Also, the Railroad Brook rough section down there that all of us fear going over will be done in 2026. Thank you, DEEP. And our tunnel, which we're very, very happy about. The surveys confirmed a major trail user concern was the dark tunnel and the associated risk of crashes and running into the ditches and the jagged rocks on the side. Just for your information, I know that he already talked about COVID, but during the COVID years, I think we had somewhere near 160,000 people that passed the counter on the trail. All of that information is under the Hop River Trail Alliance tent, and you can read that. But last year, we had 87,000 passes through the Connecticut Trail Census counter, indicating people that have gone through the tunnel. And there have been a few crashes.
So the next step in 2018, we conducted a walk audit, and the DEEP joined us as well as leaders from the town of Bolton. And the purpose was to share our concerns and have them experience the dark tunnel. And then in 2019, we contacted Julia Yakovich, who is right here. She's from the Yukon Student Learning Project. And with collaboration with two Yukon students who did a feasibility study, they were Sumit Kadian and Rob Abina. Rob Abina is now an engineering student, and he is here too. They did a feasibility study and started it rolling. And that information is also available on the Yukon website and on YouTube if you want to see the amazing work they did. And then between 2021 and 2025, the amazing collaboration between the DEEP and the DOT allowed this to happen, the design and implementation of a solution. And we, behind it, this ongoing advocacy by Bike Walk Below Bolton, but also now with the Hop River Trail Alliance, who's continuing that work.
So here we are today, December 4th, 2025, through the hard work and cooperation of so many, the vision of a safe passage through a dark tunnel with water-filled ditches and jagged edges has been realized. We are beyond grateful. Thank you.
All right, we have one more speaker to go. One of the themes that we're hearing here today is just about, how a prosperous park system makes for a prosperous Connecticut, how much we have to take care of for and steward within the park system. And our state parks team and the team at DEEP is strong and mighty, and we've got a lot of challenges, and there's a lot of ground to cover in that. And we really could not do it without the local volunteers and the community folks who've really adopted almost every single state park. We have so many great volunteer user groups and friends groups that we work with across the whole park system that are critical to the eyes and ears on the ground, that are telling us the feedback that we need to hear to work through our systems to mobilize projects and other things and programs and everything. So those partners are so great. And one of them here today, I want to introduce John Boldock from the Hop River Trail Alliance to say a few words.
Again, my name is John Boldock. I'm the president of the Hop River Trail Alliance. Our group was formed in 2022 to advocate for the Hop River State Park Trail. Our group consists of representatives from each of the 7 towns along the trail and a core group of about 12 dedicated volunteers. We meet quarterly with DEEP, Kim Bradley, Connecticut Greenways Coordinator, and Dave Buckley, the Trail Manager. The goal of our group is to maintain, enhance, and promote the trail, including pushing for trail improvements like the tunnel lights. Thank you to Barbara and Sylvia Wampu for their advocacy of making this, of pushing IDEA since 2016, and then for everybody else here in the crowd that made the project a reality. After the ceremony, Hop River Trail Alliance volunteers will lead a short guided walk to the east side of the tunnel, pointing out a couple of points of interest. It's about a half-a-mile walk out, which we've already done part of that half a mile, and a half mile back. Everybody is welcome to join us. Thank you everyone for coming out today. And I have thank you letters for DOT and DEEP that I'm going to hand to them now. Thank you everyone.
All right, folks. So we are going to just do a quick little swap out here. We're done with the speaking this morning. We're going to just do our ceremonial ribbon cutting with some of the folks that are back here and part of this project.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
5,
4, 3, 2,